Did Global just receive an L right after finding out about Frieza, which some would also consider an L? Let's talk about it. So, minutes after I dropped my video last night regarding the Frieza Dokkan Festival, we then were given news that well, we already knew it, but the Goku Black Rose unit details dropped on JP. Along with the Goku Black Rose, you remember the guy, the dude who dropped on this banner with only Dokkanfest, well, not only, but without a banner unit and with these worldwide download characters with Trunks and Vegeta, so on and so forth. Yeah, this banner, JP got a banner unit. They got AGL Super Saiyan 2 Trunks. Now, I don't know what the unit does. We're gonna find out in this video exactly what he does. But before I talk about that, I just want to touch upon this subject. In my previous video, I talked about how I feel at this point regarding Global and JP's unification of the schedule. It's nonsensical, it's illogical, and I think the main focal point of this whole problem stems from how they've communicated all of this. Back when they announced last year for Worldwide Download 2023 that the two versions were going to unify schedules, if they were going to start the conversations back then, I think that they should have had a better roadmap in terms of how they were going to communicate and articulate upon the various elements of this merger, this unification. Because when you only give a limited amount of information, the natural human tendency is to try to connect the dots ourselves, and that's exactly what we did. When we saw statements like around summer, the thought process will then go from, okay, what's the earliest extreme? What's the furthest out extreme? You know, start of summer, end of summer. Okay, worldwide download probably makes the most sense because the earlier part of summer is the 9-year anniversary. So, okay, worldwide download, full synchro, boom. Next topic. What is it going to include? It's going to include event availability, character availability, and more. That's kind of an open-ended thing unless you explicitly go into the details of what each line means, which they didn't quite do. Now, I don't think it's a bad thing for them to have talked about this unification thing in advance, unless they were willing to supply enough information on it. And I think that was where the mistake was made. I think that this was announced way too early, and I think that it caused a lot of confusion, frustration, whatever other adjective you want to include in there, you know, like, whatever other feeling you want to throw in there, I feel like it's warranted. It resulted in people doing mental gymnastics to try to figure out how this was going to work out. I mean, for crying out loud, look at this mess that I had to create in order to make sense in my brain the fact that all characters would release before worldwide download. Since then, and in my video last night regarding the Frieza Dokkan Festival, I have sort of now seen the other side of it, which is that character availability scheduling doesn't necessarily mean what I was thinking. And that ambiguity is the crux of the problem. I think that that was the main issue. They really should have been definitive in what they were doing, which begs the question, did they even know what they were doing a year out? It's possible, maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I've seen some people say that that's potentially even why Global didn't have this, maybe because the character wasn't developed yet. I don't know if I could go that far to say that, but hey, I'm not a developer, I don't know. It just seems absurd to think that they wouldn't have a character ready. So I don't know if I'm quite ready to buy that. But anyway, let's just jump in here. Let's just take a look at what the character does. I'm going to leave this discussion mainly to you guys, but let's be civil in the comments. I know a lot of people are going to be frustrated because it speaks to a larger problem. It's really not about the character itself, because if I'm being honest, I don't think this character is going to be very good. But even if it is or it isn't, it's the fact that Global didn't get it that just rubs a lot of people the wrong way. There's no reason for it. There is just literally no reason to not give him to Global. So let's take a look. This is the character art. So he is AGL Super Saiyan 2 Trunks. This is the animation. Dude's got an intro. He's got an intro animation. And actually, while we're here, let me pull up the active skill for JP's Goku Black Rose. I think that's it. Oh, that's pretty cool. All right, here we go. Trunks intro. Oh my god, that's so sad. Trunks is one of my favorite Japanese voices for Dragon Ball. I really like Cell and I like Beerus. And I like Trunks too. I think Jiren is pretty cool too. All right, there we go. So that's the Trunks animation. He has his own intro. Is this the first banner unit to have an intro? Oh, it might be. Maybe that's why. All right, let's take a look at what the unit does. Big shout out to Minato for the translations here. Time Travelers, 130%. Super Saiyan 2 Trunks Future. I believe this is the first, second. I think there's only two Super Saiyan. There's another one. The STR Super Saiyan 2 Trunks. Is that guy future? Let me check. Oh, Super Saiyan 2. Super Saiyan 2 Trunks Teen. This is the dude from Z. No, he's a crossover, isn't he? Yeah, what is he from? What is this dude from? Xenoverse? There's no little tag here. What is he actually from? Little fun trivia question. If you guys know, let me know. Is this guy Xenoverse? Whatever. Where were we? So this guy is a time traveler's 130% lead, greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes free damage to the enemy. Plays entrance animation once only, all allies key +3 and own chance to dodge plus 20% for 4 turns if there is another Future Saga category ally on the team at the start of the character's attacking turn. Okay. Attack and defense +60 up to 300. Chance to crit and chance to dodge plus 10% up to 50 with each time traveler category ally on the team. Whoa, what the heck? 50% dodge and 20% and 300% stats. What the heck? When HP is 70% or below, chance to crit and dodge plus 20%. So even more. Oh my God. Attack plus 150 when performing a super attack. Attack and defense plus 150 starting from the turn in which the character evades 3 or more attacks in battle. I mean, that should be pretty easy. I mean, this, in terms of hidden potential, kind of a no-brainer. All right. What is interesting, though, is that this dude does not fit on Rose's leader skill at all. Here's another question for you. Have we ever had a banner where that has happened? I can't remember. I'm a little tired right now. But that is interesting. Now, again, I go back to the question, why did this not drop on global? I don't know. I do think that this is kind of annoying. Given the situation right now, I think that's especially why this is going to rub a lot of people the wrong way. Given the fact that global is just so far out in terms of the conventional sense of catching up to the other version. It's either that we have now just, you know, so many characters to catch up on, or it's that this was never going to happen. Now, I've already touched upon this in my previous video. I don't really want to go over all this stuff again and basically waste your time in another video. I will just say, though, at this point, the full synchro moniker is dead. I don't want to associate my love for Mega Man with a failed with a failed theory regarding what Dokkan was going to do, even though it made the most sense. The fact that they did not convey this properly to us, I think, was a big mistake. I think that communicating this, you know, if they wanted to roadmap this and explain this to us years in advance, that's fine, as long as you go about it correctly and explain everything properly. And so for a full year, Global was left to put the pieces together ourselves with what limited information we were given. Now, to be fair, back during Dragon Ball Games Battle Hour, I guess I am touching on this in the last video, we were told character availability schedule would be unified. Event availability schedule would be unified. I mean, what does that mean if not other than just the characters all being there when characters show up on banners? You would think that that would imply that if, you know, Frieza were to return on a banner for the first time on JP, but Global also gets the same banner, then Global 2 would get the Frieza. Why would that work? Because Frieza would have already released on Global. Those sorts of logical jumps to conclusions is warranted. It makes sense, and it's because we were not given any more information on it that a lot of people thought that way. And the reason why this is rubbing people the wrong way, especially with this Trunks, is just because it's sort of an icing on the cake. You know, as Global has been approaching this unification point, there's been, you know, minor little hiccups here and there for various things, sort of just speaking to the fact that Global typically has these sorts of little moments of stumbling and bumbling, and it just seems to be continuing. So I want to know what you guys think on this. Let's be civil in the comments. To me, this was unnecessary. I don't think that this was at all needed to, you know, to not happen on Global. There might be another internal reason for it, but I don't feel like it was. JP players, does this change anything for you guys? I mean, in terms of super bosses, it doesn't whatsoever. And I mean, if you're going to be summoning for the Rose, you're doing it for super boss. So I don't really know. I mean, it's just like, was this a different character for a different celebration that they decided to shoehorn in or something? Like, I don't know. I'm not sure. And I don't really know how to end this video because I'm just confused. Like, it's just like, why? Anyway, I'm still fine. You know, like, Global Dokkan will do what Global Dokkan does, and that is confuse and confound people. Eventually, when we catch up, we catch up. I think now the theory that people, or the thought process that people should be having, is that we will continue as a normal year would go. Simple Dokkan Festival, Simple Part 2, 9-year anniversary, Trap Dokkan Festival, and then worldwide download. And then moving forward, I think what will end up happening is whenever characters return for Global, for JP for the first time, Global will be getting those first-time returnees as brand new characters. So there will be the occasional banner on Global that gives you 2 new characters as opposed to 1 on JP. Actually, it would be 3, right? Because of banner units as well. So like on a banner, JP would get the new headliner and the banner unit, and then like an old Dokkan Festival returning for the first time, Global would get new headliner, new banner unit, and that older character for JP that returns for the first time for them is actually just a new unit that's dropping for Global for the first time. And so after we take care of all straggler Dokkan Festivals and luxury units, probably that would resolve by the end of the year. I would say going into 2025, that's probably when we will achieve actual full synchro. That's kind of the way that I'm thinking now, and I sort of alluded to this in my previous video. I'm gonna leave it at that, and we're gonna be done with this. It's just funny. But I know some people are mad. Some people are mad. I had some fun on social media too. So anyway, that's it. This is the new news on JP. Did they have anything else? Let's just check. You know, maybe they're getting 50 Dragon Stones for no reason. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is also huge. This is awesome. Okay, this is good news. JP is getting it first, but this is good news. The Resurrection F Dragon Ball Story event is coming soon. So they are basically finally overhauling a stupid old event that for collectors like me has been driving me crazy. This has been a guilty project of mine that I have not really talked about too much. I'm sure some of you guys know about it, but I have been trying to do this slowly and painfully myself. I am so happy and so relieved to learn that I don't have to do that anymore. Like, it's actually going to be fixed. So what I'm talking about is assembling like the SR Frieza Avengers. Where is that event? Is it not here anymore? Unavailable, maybe? Where'd it go? This one. Resurrection F, this thing. So the only way to access this is through the Portal of Memories. But what's stupid about this is it's like 18 different stages. No, 13. And like each different Frieza medal is obtainable through different means on each stage. Each stage requires a lot of traversal. The drop rate is minimal. And there's no category boost. And the dumbest part of all of it is that this character turns into a golden Frieza. This character turns into a golden Frieza. This character turns into a golden Frieza. This character turns into the same golden Frieza, but with different abilities. Like, all of these random SR Friezas could Dokkan Awaken into golden Friezas. There are literally Planet Namek Saga Friezas that Digivolve. That Dokkan Awaken. I've been saying a lot of weird things recently. That Dokkan Awaken into golden Frieza. Check this out. This dude's Planetary Destruction, Planet Namek Saga, right? Right there. Watch what happens when he Dokkan Awakens. Oh, Planet Namek Saga. Why? I don't know. I've always wondered if these guys would ever come back or even be like further awakened, and I feel like that should be a thing. I don't think it is for this. Let's actually see what else they're doing. They're doing a support memory. Hell on Earth. That's funny. And that's it. Somebody said that Krillin was gonna, this might say Krillin, I'm not sure. Krillin is like a free-to-play drop on this, but whatever. I'm just happy that this is coming back. I hope that they streamline and optimize how all of these medals are distributed, because get this, in order to Dokkan Awaken, look at what it takes. For this guy alone, it takes 25,773, right? So if you want to rainbow this guy, you got to multiply that by 5, and then you got to multiply that. So 5 times here, another 5, another 5, another 5, another 5. So you're doing this 25 different times where you're picking up 25 medals of each time. It's just crazy. So I am glad that they're finally doing this. This is not really something a lot of people would care about, but I will say, global players and JP players, if you have not done this event, go to the Portal of Memories and do these stages, just for the simple fact that you will get the dragon stones from this. I made a video on this actually, I think sometime last year, because I completely didn't realize that there were all these stones for me to still obtain. Some of them I apparently don't give you dragon stones, but some of them do. So use your keys. They're an infinite resource. You can buy more of them constantly in the Baba shop, but you should do this and get these dragon stones wherever possible, just because why not? It's free stones. So do this, JP players, before the revamp takes place, which is probably going to be in a couple of days, so that you don't miss out on those free stones. Coming soon, please note that the content, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I'm done. Global Dokkan is a funny thing, isn't it? I still love Dokkan. In a couple of months, when we hit worldwide download, nobody's gonna care. Nobody's gonna care. This is annoying now, but we'll all look back and laugh at this as we all enjoy our new worldwide download UI Goku Jiren, all those different characters. Yeah, that's right, I said it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below in the comments your thoughts on this whole ordeal that has taken place over the last 24 hours. What are your thoughts on Global Dokkan not getting the trunks? Can you possibly conceive of any reason why Global wouldn't get the trunks? What are your thoughts on how things are going to be playing out moving forward in terms of, you know, following releases after worldwide download? Do you think that full synchro will be achieved by 2025? Like actual full synchro? I don't want to say that word though. Whatever. Just let me know stuff in the comments down below, and please be civil. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future, and click the notification bell so that you literally know you're going to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned, and remember to Dokkan responsibly.